Saturday. How's everybody feeling? Saturday, August 13th. It's Victory Saturday. Shout out to the Niner fans that came to the game last night. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Residency, new cap. Go grab it. Actually, I think it sold out yesterday. It did numbers, so they'll be getting a new one soon. But what is up, everybody? Let me adjust this real quick. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? It's Victory Saturday. I know the vibes are really good today because we won a football game yesterday. Like, that's always great. That's always very great when you win a football game. First one of the season, off to a good start. And here we are. We're going to go over injury updates. We'll talk about players that stood out in the game yesterday, and just some Q&A. I'll answer some questions. What's up, Raphael? Bang Bang Niner Gang. What's up, Ray Rudo? What's up, Bailey? What's up, everybody? I want to say, as you enter, appreciate all the support. I really love you guys. Hit the like button on your way in. Let's get to it. Let's go over the injury updates first, shall we? Get it out of the way, because there was some, not a lot, but we got a lot to talk about today. So I want to get those out of the way. What's up, Mark, Debbie, what's good? Bailey says Spencer Burford has that dog in him. I tried to tell y'all about this guy. Wasn't I right? Oh, man. Glad to see Poe play. He did good. I really like Poe. We'll get into all of that. Let's get to the let's get right to the injuries, shall we? So, hold up. Let me pull up my notes and everything here. Get to it. Let's get to it. And we will, okay, so first and foremost, everybody wants to know about Drake Jackson. Kyle Shanahan says it's just a stinger. He should be okay. Nothing serious. He's doing better than everybody thought. It was a little bit more scarier when it happened, but Drake Jackson is great. And Drake Jackson had a really, really, really good debut last night. I mean, you could see the bend. He was bending like Beckham. Boy, that ankle was so flexible. This guy's a super athlete. His nickname is The Freak, and he definitely showed some freak athleticism last night. I'm happy he's okay. He should be back soon, and this guy is going to be a special player. Once Chris Kassir gets his hands on him and everything continues to roll and he develops, oh, man, Drake Jackson, so good and athletic and just talented. 61st pick in the draft. I love this guy. And again, I did talk to his family yesterday, and when you connect with these players and their families and things like that, it just makes them more special. Like, you get to kind of know the guys, and you see them from when they're just starting out, and then when you see them kind of grow in the league, it really like impacts you. And you're like, man, you remember when they were just starting out and they were just a rookie. Spencer Burford also, I talked with him, and I saw him just before training camp. He was starting, and he's even blossoming. So Drake Jackson, stinger, should be okay. Dante Johnson, one of the longest tenured Niners, he has rib cartilage issue. He should be out maybe for a couple weeks. Unfortunately, Dante, little injury there. He's a good veteran, and hopefully he's going to be okay for once the season starts. But I'll tell you what, they have great depth. Diomedor Lenore, you got my boy Sam Womack, Ambry Thomas, But right now, secondary is kind of taking a hit with these injuries. So these younger guys are going to get a lot more opportunities in the next 2 weeks for preseason. Emmanuel Mosley is hurt with the hamstring strain, but he should be back, they said, hopefully this week. And Charvarius Ward also has a hamstring strain, but the thing is, he should be back once the season starts. They don't want to rush him, but they do have some cornerback issues, so we shall keep an eye on this situation. 49ers throwback, what's good? He says, how's your day going? It's going great. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Let's see. Dan Brunskill. This was this was to me the biggest injury of the day. Dan Brunskill got a hamstring strain. He says he's out for a few weeks. A hamstring strain to me is usually 3 to 4 weeks if it's just a minor one. That's not good, because we thought there was this pretty much settles it to me. Who is going to be the starting center? It's Dan Brunskill. Dan Brunskill, Jake Brendel, because Dan Brunskill has the injury. So Dan Brunskill, hamstring strain, not good for him. But I think this basically gives Jake Brendel the starting center spot on lock. Like, I don't see Dan Brunskill doing enough now in the next 2 weeks because he's injured to get that starting center spot. So it looks like Jake Brendel may have won your center position And it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that spot moving forward. But Dan Brunskill will be back in a few weeks, and hopefully he'll be ready to be a depth piece. We can't have these injuries. You know, Senior Hyphy says we always have these lingering issues. I know they're not serious right now, and it's good that we have like minor issues, but minor issues can turn into bigger issues. I don't want to sound like pessimistic. I don't want to sound too negative, but really, honestly, if you really think about it, it's not like these are injuries that go away really quick. These are chronic issues that can kind of linger. You don't like them. I don't like hamstring strains. I hate a hamstring strain. So let's hope that they iron out and they don't turn into anything bigger, because I would be pissed. But right now, Jake Brendel, probably your starting center. This one, a little. This one, Danny Gray, he has hip and back soreness, out a couple days. Shanahan says probably 2 days. Danny Gray ran so damn fast he hurt his back. He pulled his back from fucking dusting the cornerback. This boy, Danny Gray, cooked the corner so much he pulled his back muscle, man. Also, probably because it was his first NFL game, he was probably trying really hard and, running hard, running good routes and stuff. But Danny Gray should be okay. He does have some back soreness, but it's kind of funny that he cooked the corner so bad he hurt his back. But he should be okay, according to Shanahan. This is another kind of a situation we need to watch. Mike McGlinchey, he irritated the inside of his knee. Shanahan says they will be smart with him this week. Probably not going to practice this week. This is a situation you guys need to monitor. Mike McGlinchey, he got irritation inside his knee. Internal derangement of the knee there. He had a quad tear. I did say this earlier in the offseason, and I hate to throw bad juju, bad mojo out there. A quad tear is not an easy injury. It is not an easy injury to recover from. He's dealing with some knee soreness or some irritation in the knee, and you know what? They're trying to ramp him up. This was his first time he started in a long time. I'm sure he was sore and not feeling too good, but the fact that they're saying that he has some irritation in his knee, it makes me a little weary of how far he's going to be able to play this season. You better hope that one of these other tackles can play good. Jordan Mills and Colton McKivitz. I would not be surprised if Mike McGlinchey has to miss several games this season, and Colton McKivitz and Jordan Mills will play at tackle. I'm just going to throw it out there. I hope that's not the case. I'm not wishing any injury juju on him, but just knowing the injury and how tough it is, that's the way I feel. And it's Justin Skule last night. That boy's not making this team, so he could kiss away his spot for swing tackle. It's going to be Jordan Mills, Jalen Moore if he comes back healthy, or Colton McKivitz. One of those three guys. Jalen Moore, he's hurt too. These O-line injuries are a little concerning. As long as Trent Williams stays healthy, I think we're good. T.Y. says, I don't think I could take watching Justin Skule again. God, we are some. If Justin Skule's watching, I love you, big dog, but oh man. Skule gotta go. 49ers throwback says hamstring are no joke. They really are. Mystic Raj, what's good? I'm feeling mystical still. Yeah, those hamstring injuries are no good. Let's see, the last two injury updates, of course, we said it, Emmanuel Mosley and Hassan Ridgeway, who's dealing with the quad injury, could be back to practice this week. That's actually pretty good. Hassan Ridgeway would be a welcome back to practice, and Emmanuel Mosley, we need him healthy. We can't afford to have Emmanuel Mosley and Charvarius Ward hurt. Curtis Robinson will also miss this week. Well, he's not making this team, so it doesn't matter. Now let's get to post reactions of the game. What do you guys think about the game last night? Obviously, we were excited last night when we talked about it. It was a phenomenal experience. It was one of the better preseason games. Week 1 of the season, 2022 season. Trey Lance's first NFL start as QB1. It was kind of like the first start of the Trey Lance era. Obviously, he didn't play a lot, but he did enough to make us excited. He got us just enough to be like, oh, I want more. I need more. I need a little bit more. He left a lot more to be desired. Yeah, it was amazing. What's up, John? Let's go. GG to the chat. Christy says Trey did great. He really did. I was so proud of Trey. You know, not just because okay, again, he didn't have like the biggest. It wasn't like oh my god, he's a Hall of Famer after that game. He was very calm. He made good decisions. Pocket presence was very nice, and his ability to scan the field. You could tell he checks his receivers. He makes his progressions. He goes down the line. And he goes okay, okay, okay. Oop, oh, boom, open. Like he's calculated. He saw Danny Gray was up against this third corner, and he knew if Danny Gray beats him off the line and he wins the route, if he wins the route, he knew he was going to be able to hit him up open, and he put it right where he can. So that was just smart decision making, right? But on top of those, on top of the actual play on the field, just the leadership of Trey Lance, man, a great press conference. Again, 22 years old, the way he speaks, I could never. And then he goes and gets the touchdown. He runs to go get Danny Gray's touchdown ball, so Danny Gray could have his first touchdown catch memorized. Immortal. He's going to make sure he has that ball. Like that's important. That's a good teammate. That's a leader. And then he goes and gets Brock Purdy's touchdown pass, his first pass in the NFL, touchdown pass in the NFL. He goes and grabs it and he gives it to him because he's that good of a team. Like that is so nice. That's what you want out of a leader. And there's all these people that says Trey, oh this, that, and the other all offseason. Listen, Trey Lance is a phenomenal person, a great human being, and his character is even better than all of that. So shout out to Trey Lance. I'm just so happy he's the quarterback of this team. He's good young man. This team is in great hands with Trey Lance at the helm. So good to see. Ty says his pocket presence was great. John says his slide was epic. Let's talk about that slide. I like how he joked about that last night. He goes, "That's the first time I ever slid before." And they were like, "You didn't slide much." He goes, "I never really practiced it." And he says he played baseball. He didn't slide much. Everybody was going crazy when they saw him slide. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Trey slid!" Because you don't know how many messages I got all offseason. You don't know how many messages I seen on Twitter, on the DMs and stuff, and they said, Trey just needs to learn how to slide. Trey doesn't know how to slide. He's going to be a horrible quarterback because he can't slide. When he slid, I was like, oh, this man been reading Twitter all year, all off season. He knew he had to come with it, but it's good for him. He needs to slide. He really does. You got to protect the neck. You got to be safe. You got to slide. Quarterback gets those special rules. You don't need people coming at your neck, and sliding is the safest way to do it. So I'm glad he did it, and I'm glad he joked about it. The guy just knows how to handle the room. He knows how to handle conversations. He knows how to handle the questions. And they kept asking him. Oh, they asked him like 3 straight questions about sliding. And he dealt with it very good. So I loved it. I loved it. Let's take a look at some more of these questions. Let's see. Bailey says only 2 likes. Y'all better smash that like button. We got it up to 20. Let's smash that like button. Let's see if we can get that like button all the way up. Let's make some records today. Christy Porter says Womack balled out. Sam Womack just made me so proud because I've said this a couple times that he was the first rookie out all training camp, and he was one of the last players off the field during training camp. He just worked so hard during training camp, and you can see his hard work really paid off. And I think we found the future nickel cornerback. Like this is the guy they took to replace K'Wan Williams. He was physical. I mean, when he intercepted that ball out of that man's hand, he pried it out of his hands. That was a grown man interception. When I saw him in training camp, the guy's 5'9". He's 5'9", barely taller than me. 5'9", 180 pounds. He would go up against Juwan Jennings, 6'3". 6'3". That's a big height difference. And he would climb. He would sky up, bat that shit down, PBU all the time. I was like, God, Sam Womack. The guy's so much taller, 6'3" to 5'9", and he would go and get it. This guy is very athletic. He's strong. He's physical. He's got that good mentality, like that just gritty mentality you need as a corner. This guy looked like Deion Sanders last night. Guy was looking like prime time last night, bro. I like Sam Womack. Womack is just phenomenal. That was a great performance. 2 interceptions. 18 pass coverage. What was it? Let me pull up the stats again. To be exact, let me pull up his full sheet. Because it was just an impressive. He had 18 coverage snaps. He was targeted twice, and he got 2 interceptions. No catches allowed. They targeted that man twice. They threw on Womack 2 times, and he says, let me intercept that both times. Don't throw the ball to him. As simple as that. Oh my God. Oh man. Andy Diaz, I appreciate you. Debtopia says Trey's ceiling is so high. So high. Higher than the roofs in my ceiling. Way higher than that. Ceiling is amazing. Let's see. Mark B says, I think all three quarterbacks did good bad. We got a great quarterback group. Can we just, I know it was the first preseason game, but if these quarterbacks can all handle the offense and do what they got to do, it could be the best quarterback room in the NFL. I mean, Trey, we know he's going to be great. The ceiling is sky high, like Deb said. Sudfeld was dotting people up. And Brock Purdy looked like a young Jimmy Garoppolo, man. This kid was so happy. Brock Purdy looks like he's 14 years old. He still looks so young. Mr. Irrelevant. He was relevant last night. I really like Brock Purdy. That guy was fun to watch. He was a very, very, very fun to watch player in the game last night. And in training camp, I really like Brock Purdy. I like his personality. Seems like a nice young man. I'm rooting for this guy. I think we have a very good quarterback room. I agree with that comment, Mark. That's a very good point. I love all three quarterbacks. They have something different. Nate, he's the vet. He's the crafty veteran. You need the crafty veteran. Trey, he's the young gun, the slinger, the star on the rise. And then Brock Purdy's just that young kid that's there for a chance, and he'll be your backup. And maybe one day he'll get his chance to shine, man. You never know. Batman and Robin. That's the way how Trey and Brock Purdy look to me. Batman and Robin. They're a dynamic duo. You need to have a nice, good backup, and you need to have good relation with your backup. I like that. Let's see. Let me get to more questions. I'm going down the list. I'll get to them. Don't worry. Hey, Peter Parker, what's good, my man? He says, my buddy at work is a Jimmy lover. I said, bro, 176 bomb from Lancelot. We're lucky if Jimmy threw 76 yards in one game alone, one pat. Oh, man. Hey, shout out to Jimmy. Again, there's no disrespect to him. We love him. He changed the culture. He helped bring winning. He was a good dude. Great leader. His game is different than Trey. He doesn't throw the ball deep. Kyle Shanahan unleashed the playbook last night. Like, he was letting them throw deep. Even the pass from Sudfeld to Ray Ray. It was a beautiful strike. I mean, let's talk about Ray Ray. He put that boy on skates. He gave him a pair of skates, and he just said, zit, 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 zit. Oh, my God. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? That was so fun to see Ray Ray. I told y'all. Remember in camp, I kept saying, I said, his elusiveness is so pretty. He's just that slippery route runner. You guys saw it. He just has to work on his hands. But Ray, holy moly, that was nice. But you're right, Peter, that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't throw the ball deep. That was what limited our offense. Now we have the ability to throw the ball deep. They have to honor that. They have to respect the deep pass. They have to respect the deep pass because guess what? If you don't play the deep pass, you're going to get cooked up and burned for a big play. And then, if you're playing prevent and you're playing the big play, guess what? We're coming over the middle. And then if you play the middle, we can rush the edge with Debo, Mitchell, whoever we need to throw out there. And guess what? Trey Lance could run too. Trey Lance has that mobility, a little rush, a little bootleg. This offense, it's going to be, I'm telling you, when everything kind of hits and it gets gelled and it's polished, this offense is going to be one of the best the highest scoring. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the highest scoring offenses in the league. It's going to be high octane because you got to respect the run. You got to respect the intermediate pass. You got to respect Debo because he could do literally it. Debo could even throw the ball if you want. Debo could throw the ball. Debo could run the ball. Debo could catch the ball. Shit, man. And then you got to respect the deep pass. This offense is going to be wild, bro. George Kittle? Are you kidding me? Stop playing with him. And then you got Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk didn't play last night. You guys didn't even get to see Brandon Ayuk, how good he is this season. Like, this offense with Trey Lance. Are you serious? I love Jimmy G, but he could never throw a 76-yard touchdown pass. With the way it was in the air, I could have made a sandwich with how long that ball was in the air. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. Oh, come on, man. I quit playing with him. That was fun, man. That was a beautiful play. Jalen says, are you still worried about our O-line? Yeah, we talked about it at the top of the hour. I'm a little worried because there are injuries. Dan Brunskill. You know, that's a bad hamstring injury. Ain't good. Mike McGlinchey, knee irritation coming off a torn quad. Jalen Moore, he got a lower leg strain. Fuck, I'm a little worried about those injuries. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If Justin Sewell makes this injury because of injuries, I'm gonna be a little irritated. Y'all think I hate Justin Sewell? I just don't. I just need the best of the best players on this roster because we need to win a Super Bowl. We need the best of the best to make this roster. Okay. But let's talk about some positives on the O line. I'm not 100% worried because we got a man named Spencer Burford and Aaron Banks. Yo, shout out to Aaron Banks. Yo, shout out to Mr. Banks. I want to give him all the props. He told me last year he gonna be fine. That's the way he said. He gonna be fine. I was like, okay, sir, you're right. He gonna be because guess what? Aaron Banks, fucking great, man. He was great. Let me pull up his little stat. I gotta give Aaron Banks his flowers. Let's give Aaron Banks his flowers. Drop some flowers for Aaron Banks because you know what? He got a lot of hate this offseason. And last season. Let me pull this stat up. Let me find it. Okay, so it was a clean sheet. He had 0 pressures allowed. He allowed 0 pressures in 15 pass blocking snaps. Yo, keep it up, young dog. That was what we needed. That was a very good game out of Aaron Banks. I said, during training camp, he did look good. He was much improved. And I got to give him a lot of respect, yo. Aaron Banks, respect to you. Keep it up. We need that. That is what we need. He was a second-round pick. They passed up on a lot of players. They let Laken Tomlinson go to the Jets. And now we need Aaron Banks to come and be solid. My man says, money in the banks. I like it. Money in the banks. Money in the banks. We got Aaron Banks, money in the banks. Let's go. We got a new nickname already. Look, we making nicknames all day since yesterday. That's why I love the season is back. We making nicknames. Money in the fucking banks. Aaron Banks. They got to keep it up. Otherwise, we taking that nickname away. Shout out to another guy that really went good was Jason Poe. Undrafted, right? This guy was the guy we saw, and he played fullback. He was an offensive line that could play fullback. He's versatile. Guard, center, fullback. He came on my live a couple weeks ago. He says, I could do it all. I could play whatever they want me to. He was good in camp. He raised up. He went from the third team to the second team. Jason Poe looked good last night. Shout out to my boy. Jason Poe was solid. He was really good. He was good. Jalen says Mills looked good. Yeah, Jordan Mills looked very. Again, that was another guy I saw in camp who stood out. He won all his one-on-one reps. So Mills definitely. If Mike McGlinchey can't make this team and be healthy when the season starts, I think they need to make Jordan Mills that tackle. If Jalen Moore is not healthy, honestly, I like Jordan Mills more than Jalen Moore because Jalen Moore has the injury. Not that I think he could be better. I think they're both pretty solid, but the fact of the matter is Jalen Moore has an injury right now. You need to play the freshman, the guy that's healthy. Mills looks good, and again, Jason Poe. Those guys got to make it. Those guys are good. They're healthy. They need to make this roster. O-line is a battle. And then let's talk about my boy, Spencer Burford, right? We talked about him enough, but I can't talk about him enough. Like, I knew this guy had it. I knew this guy had it just from talking to him. I saw it. I was like, this is the guy. This is the guy. And he was throwing people around like he was Trent Williams. You could tell. You can tell that Trent Williams rubbed off on Spencer. The way he played. He took a lineman. He threw him. That's what Spencer Burford did yesterday. Threw the guy on the ground. Just fuck you. That's Trent Williams type blocking. Just manhandle him. He's a bully. And that's what we need on the line. He fucking took him and he threw him on the ground, man. Noah said it must have been those tacos. It must have been those tacos because he just straight threw him on the ground, man. He threw him on the ground. Oh, man. My man, Hey Peter Parker says, like I said in the other video, this team is special. I got that vibe, championship vibe. I'm feeling it, man. This team has a special vibe, and I want to talk about that more, but get to some more of these questions. Everybody wants to talk about the Hufanga hit. I saw the comments there. You know what? To hell no Hufanga. He's that dude. He's that dude. He looked good in camp. You know, good mindset. We know he trained with Troy Polamalu. But shit. Oh my God. The way he hit that dude, he looked like a young Deshaun Golson. Like, we have not had a hitter like that. We know we got Jimmy Ward, the enforcer. But if we got two stone cold hitters into safeties, ain't nobody coming on, throwing on us. No fly zone. You got Talanoa, you got Jimmy Ward, you got E-Man, and you got Charvarius Ward. This is gonna be the best secondary league. Hufanga's hit was just insane. He came and just popped him, popped him. Pop goes the weasel. I was like, are you kidding me? John says, dude's spirit is still floating around Levi. It's straight. I think I saw it come around my house last night. He knocked the snot out of that, boys. No, it was a rookie. He said, welcome to the league, rookie. I mean, come on. We haven't had that type of enforcer like that big hit guy in a long time. And now if a receiver comes over the middle and Hufanga is there lurking, they're going to have alligator arms. They're going to be like, I don't want to fucking, don't pass it to, Hufanga's there. He coming for blood, man. That man's scary. It's scary, bro. You know, it's so funny. He got there like the good vibe. He be dancing. And on the field, he coming for your neck. He's, oh, man. You look at him on the sidelines. Oh, he's just a poly boy. He's just dancing. When the game comes, he strapped the helmet on. He coming for your neck. Hufanga's a beast, man. Hufanga, oh, that hit was just like, I felt a little sore after he hit that dude. I looked around, I was like, y'all feel that shit? He hit him like so hard, man. Yeah, that dude won the safety spot next to Ward. That guy's just been locked and loaded. Oh, man. Hey, Peter Parker says, per sources, a.k.a. national audience, Trey Lance, no arm fatigue. Can you imagine? All off season, the media stirring the pot, all the negative crap, all the negative stories. And Trey Lance came. I know it was only a small sample. I can't wait for more Trey Lance. I can't wait for him to come out and just dominate, and just dominate, and then dominate, and then dominate, and then the media just looks stupid. And then they're gonna roll with, oh, we always knew Trey Lance is gonna be good. Oh, he's the next superstar. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for this narrative to switch. Man, that's great. Good stuff. There's a couple standouts we got to talk about. So, Kamiko Torre, boy, this guy. Let me. Oh man, this guy, Kamiko Torre was really good. He was really good last night. He was flying over the place. I mean, this is a guy that really stood out in training camp. He's hard worker. He wants to make this roster. You can tell, like, without a doubt. Hold up, so Kamiko Torre, I mean, he's just good. The Colts, I thank you for letting us get this guy, because I don't know why he was available. I don't know why. This guy was good. He has a high motor. He has a very high motor. He was all over the field, and he was just like that in training. Like in training camp, I was like, okay, maybe he's doing good because he's on the third team. He was so good last night. Like, he was running around. He was always in the backfield. And that's how he was in training camp. Another guy, Oren Burks, linebacker. He was flying over the place. What do you have? 6 tackles, 2 assists. He's a special teams guy. But I think this game meant a lot to him because he was on Green Bay. So it was a revenge game. So that might be a little bit something to kind of keep in mind when you're thinking, oh, he had a great game. But I'll tell you what, Oren Burks, man, he looks good. We got a great linebacking core is set because we talked about this last night. Marcelo McCrary Ball, that guy also was good. Right? That guy was good. My man John says he was covering every square inch. Those guys were just, they didn't let any space open. They were all over the perimeter. And the McCrary Ball with the instincts to intercept the ball, this guy was a camp standout. He made so many plays because he was being eased into camp. You know, he had an injury, and Greenlaw too. He had a lot of days off. we got to see like Oren Burks, we got to see Ball, and some of these other linebackers. They really stood out. I want to say this that I know we have Aziz and I know we have Greenlaw, and we really want them back. I get it, right? We want them to come back. We love those guys. You know, they're so good, they're talented, but it's a contract time for them, right? I don't know if we can keep them both. I don't know if we're gonna keep either one of them. Who knows what's gonna happen? But I want y'all to know. Rest assured, we have some dogs at linebacker that will be on this team next year, and they'll be able to step in if we lose any of those guys. I think McCrary Ball will make the practice squad, but they're gonna keep him because they know this is a guy they can't lose. Because if they lose Greenlaw, if they lose Aziz, he's gonna come on the roster and make it. Oren Burks, he can play well on this team. You know, those guys were all over the place. Kamiko Torre was very solid. So we have some very good depth. And that's one thing I talked about last night. I said the biggest takeaway was there's layers of depth. You know, there's so much depth. So much depth. Eric says, Grant Cohn said the 49ers are a linebacker factory. He's absolutely correct. Like the Niners are a genuine linebacker factory. Look at the years of that have gone by. He's correct. You know, D'Amico Ryans is a former linebacker himself, like a great linebacker, and he molds these guys. Look at before these years, before these few years. You know, we had Patrick Willis, Takeo Spikes, Navarro Bowman. You know, we had those guys. There was always good linebackers. Ahmad Brooks. Man, we've always had good linebackers. Like, if you think about the San Francisco 49ers, you think of hard-hitting, nasty, hit you in the mouth, Julian Peterson. JP was my dog. Hit you in the mouth, linebackers. It's a great group. Sad Niner fan says it's gonna suck if we lose either Dre or Z. It is. You know, and I know like those are fan favorite guys, but it's a business. You know, we lost DJ Jones, we lost Lakin, we lost K1. It is tough, but you have to realize the Niners are so good at finding these talented players and developing them. Like the Niners develop their players better than a lot of teams. They have a factory of players that they can push through their system. When one guy leaves, you got the next guy. When one guy leaves, you got the next guy. Like, look, we got Womack. K1 left. We got Womack, right? Spencer Burford looks like he could be the next big dog on the line. We lost, Lakin. Aaron Banks, he looks pretty good right now. So it does suck to lose some of these big-time guys. We get attached to them as fans. We get emotional. But the Niners always replace them with somebody great. We lost Emmanuel Sanders. They go and draft Brandon Ayuk. And now he's one of our favorite players. Like, you see what they do? The only thing I think they fucked us on was Defoe. But, we ain't even going to step on that one anymore. Let's see. Let's get back to the questions. Oh, man. I had the privilege of seeing Patrick Willis his whole career. I was practically in tears when he retired. Me too, man. That was a sad day. But, there was a lot of drama going around the team, all the turmoil. He had injuries. It wasn't worth him playing through all the tough injuries when the team was in shambles. They fell apart, and he was smart to get out when he could. Keep his health. He had a great career, and now he's doing other things, and he's still successful in his life, and I respect it. A lot of people hate when these players retire early, and, they feel like they owe it to them to stay longer. I don't. That's their life. It's their livelihood. These players go through a lot. It takes a toll on their body, and they want to have a good life, and there's things you could do after football. Once they become, if you become very successful in the NFL, you can use that to parlay other businesses, analysts, coaching. There's a multitude of things. This is something I talked to Spencer about. He goes, after the NFL, if I have a successful career, I know I can use this and parlay this for so many other ventures. He goes, you have to have your mind open and realize you can't play forever. You can't play forever. And your body will tell you when it's time to go. And if you have to listen to your body, if you don't listen to your body, you're going to mess yourself up and you're going to really hurt yourself. No matter what you do in life, not even football, sports, and anything you do in life, if you do not listen to your body, you're going to pay, the repercussions of it down the line. Somewhere down the line, it'll come back and snake you. You're not immortal, and shit catches up to you, So Oh man, Womack is him. He really is. Couldn't agree more. Crushed when D-Buck got traded. This season's gonna be special. It truly is. Um, I think we would have more cap space. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more cap space. I'm not too sure on the numbers yet. I'll be honest. I have not looked at cap numbers. I have not even looked at them because there's been so much stuff going on, training camp, the roster. Making sure we're looking at who's doing good in training camp. I honestly haven't even crunched any numbers. I haven't looked at any numbers. I'm happy they signed Debo, but next year the salary cap goes up. That's what I know. I'll look into it when I can. But the salary cap numbers go up next year. We're going to be good because every team gets more cap space. So plus. Oh, yep. I was just about to say. Hey, Peter Parker says. Plus, Jimmy comes off the books. This is his last year on the team on a contract. So, regardless of what happens with Jimmy Guap, he's not going to be on the books next year. So we'll have plenty more cap space next year. So. Christy says, "How was the Lion King with your daughter?" That is tomorrow. Her actual birthday's tomorrow. So what I did was I split the day. Me and her mom aren't together, but we're great co-parents. Way good. We're way better off as co-parents. So I had her yesterday. Took her to the game. We watched the Niner game. We had club seats. They hooked it up with us. She had a great time. I dropped her to her mom's house after I saw a few patients. And so she's hanging out with her mom today. They're doing whatever birthday stuff. I think they went to SF, hung out, do what they do. I'm going to pick her up tomorrow and take her tomorrow. So I'll let you know how it was when I see it tomorrow. So that's the plan. Let's see. Season going to be special. Yeah, honestly, this season is going to be special. Like, I just feel it. Being at training camp, it's just a weird vibe this year. Like, there's something out there, like a championship aura. Everybody just seems like I don't know. It's just a different mindset. It just seems like there's something in the air, like championship. I can't explain it. It's weird. It's just this weird vibe that comes over me because I've been to training camp many times. I've been to many games, and I never had the feeling that I have this year. Like it's just this chills. Like after the game last night, it was a preseason game, and I was like, all right, normally, all right, cool, let's go get to the car. No, it was like everybody was like just so hyped. It's preseason. Usually, you win a preseason game. It felt like felt like a regular season atmosphere, like late into the season. I wouldn't say playoff atmosphere, but it did feel like people were, man, just hyped. I know we haven't had NFL or football in a while, and I know this was a long off season. Maybe that's what it was because this was a long, dramatic off season. But it feels like everything's fallen into place. I don't know. It's gonna be good. I think we might. We have a Super Bowl caliber team. We have a Super Bowl caliber team. You got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Kittle, all the guys on the team. Like this team has so much talent, and all those great players are like in their prime of their career. That's what's crazy about it. They're all like in the prime of their career. Plus all the young talent. They've added some really good guys. Womack, Danny Gray, so many good players. So many good players. But yeah, so I'm gonna open this up. Who stood out to you? I know we've talked about a lot of players on the from last night. We've talked about pretty much all the standouts. Was there anybody else that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about that stood out to you? Who stood out to you, or who didn't stand out? Who was garbage to you? Who was gutter trash? Right. Let's talk about who was gutter trash. Who stood out to you? I don't know. Maybe I missed somebody. Maybe I missed. Maybe I missed the topic. Oh, Hasty, Jamaica Hasty. Oh man, you know what? I'll admit he looked good last night, but I told you, every single one of you, I said, Jamaica Hasty. Jamaica Hasty is a preseason warrior. He always balls out in the preseason. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, I'll give Hasty his flowers. He ran well last night, but buyer beware. Buyer beware. Buyer beware. Trey Sermon, I don't know. The jury's out on Trey Sermon. He didn't look as good as he did during camp. Kyle said he liked how he hit the hole last night. I don't fucking buy it. I think Trey Sermon's going to be in the doghouse, but I don't know. Elijah Mitchell, I hope he's healthy because hamstring injuries suck. I don't like it. TDP looked good. TDP, Ty Davis Price has some nice runs. He looked good. He looked pretty good. But overall, last night, the running game didn't do like a lot to excite me. Usually, I'm like, okay, they didn't bust out any big runs. But also, they didn't have their best tackle in the game, Trent Williams. So, and Mike McGlinchey's a good run blocker, too. He wasn't really playing too hot. He had the knee issues. And then, Jordan Mason looked pretty good when he was in at certain times. He had some nice little runs. Needs to work on his patience a little bit. I think one thing I want to say about Jordan Mason, because he was a lot more patient in training camp. I think he was just so nervous. I think he was just so like he wanted to go out there and like make the most out of every play. Sometimes these guys they play a little harder than they should. They try a little too hard. I think that was Jordan Mason, but he had some flashes. I hope the next game they run better. TDP looked good though. But again, all I'm gonna say about your boy Hasty, I know you guys love Jamaica. The Niner fans love Jamaica Hasty. I get it. Runs like his hair's on fire. Oh God, Jamaica Hasty. Preseason warrior. That's all I'm gonna say. Preseason warrior. Yeah. Preseason warrior. Jalen says Trey Sermon looks slow. He did. He just didn't have a burst last night. I was a little. I was upset. If I'm gonna be upset about any player last night, I'm gonna be a buck with you. I was upset how Trey Sermon looked last night. I really was upset. I don't know. I expected more. I expected Trey Sermon to have like gashes, and he didn't have it. John says, I love his speeds. I don't care for those bunny hop he does. Yeah, when you get a little fancy, I don't care about the fancy. Just do the job. I don't need to see fanciness. If you're running back, keep it simple. Eric says, I wish Mason played more. I do too. I want to see him play more next game. I want to see more of Mason. I do too. I agree with that. I really do. Let me see. Eric says, Raj, come on, start hating on my man Hasty, the preseason god. He is the preseason god. If we're gonna give anybody the crown of the preseason god, it's Jamaica Hasty. This guy comes every preseason and he makes us feel like he's the fucking Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders. Like, yo, last season after the preseason, I remember I was like, oh, fucking Jamaica Hasty. Oh my God, he's the best. He's the fucking Jamaica Hasty. That was it. I was looking for. You guys mentioned Tarvarius Moore. So he got smoked. I mean, you can't give him a free pass. You can't. You got to make that play. But, I mean, he did go up against a good receiver. But Sam Womack dogged that receiver. Same receiver. Sam Womack dogged him. He's a rookie. So, I will say this, though. Tarvarius Moore is coming off a major injury. So, maybe that, he wasn't. Game speed's different than training camp. Training camp, Tarvarius Moore looked good. But we're talking about a game. Game speed is a lot different. So I will give him a pass, a semi pass. He shouldn't have got cooked that bad. He got cooked bad. And I remember going, oh, fuck, Tarvarius Moore. He got cooked up. I give him a semi pass. Because he is coming into this game. It was his first game since he tore his ACL. He missed the whole year last year. I'm going to give him a semi pass. But you shouldn't have got cooked that bad. John says, Smitty does love him, the 9. Yo, you know what? Let's talk about Smitty. I'll probably go on Instagram later tonight and talk to Smitty. This guy, did you see his hype video? I missed it because I was at the game and I didn't see him. I didn't see that post. This man was so excited. He was more excited than any Niner fan, when Trey Lance and Danny Gray hit that touchdown. Bro, he was so hyped for that shit because he's been telling us. He's been calling it all the season. He goes, Trey Lance, Danny Gray, Trey to Gray. It will always open Danny Gray. Like, I got to give Smitty his flowers. He called it, and I want to say, man, he literally was so excited. Yes, I saw that video on his. I was scrolling through today, and somebody had it in their story, and then I was laughing so hard, and I texted Smitty. I was like, bro, how come I never saw this video last night? He goes, Trey to Gray, baby. You know how Smitty, Trey to Gray, baby. I was like, dude, I gotta talk to you about this later. That was classic. We have officially turned Smitty into a Niner fan, and I love it. I absolutely love it. He was so excited, man. He was in his studio. Bro, he texted me last night during the game. I didn't see it till like later, but he goes, "Oh, I told y'all, Trey to Gray." And when I see the video, I was just like, he was probably like losing his mind last night. That's so funny. That was great, man. That was funny, man. We converted that guy. Can you imagine? That's funny. Oh man, I think that's about it. I think we covered it all. You know what? The only question I have on this team: who the hell is gonna be tight end two? I don't know. Tanner Hudson, low key, okay, he had a touchdown. I don't know. Tight end. All I gotta say, George Kittle better not get hurt. Cause I don't know. They all train with George Kittle. All these guys train with George Kittle, but there could only be one George Kittle. I don't know. I don't know. These tight ends don't do anything for me. Tanner Hudson, nice little tutty. I don't know. No. By default, right? He's going to be tight end two by default. Charlie Warner has a core muscle injury. He has a core muscle injury. He might even play for a while. Who knows? Charlie Warner's a great blocker. Honestly, the thing about Charlie Warner is he's a phenomenal blocker. Other than that, he doesn't do much. But he's a good blocker, and that takes one job away from Kittle. That lets Kittle kind of leave his role as a blocker and actually play tight end as a receiving target. But Charlie Warner is kind of important to this team. But he's got a core muscle injury. I don't know if he's going to be able to be healthy. Ross Dwelly, yeah, he's okay. Everybody else, they don't wow me. I don't know. What happened to Dwelly? Nothing. He just never like took. Dwelly never like took that leap. He never like took that leap. He's good when George Kittle's out. Like he's a good replacement. He knows the offense and he can like do good. But he's not like, man. It's not like you're like, oh, you gotta watch out for Ross Dwelly. You know when the Niners have Vernon Davis. We had Vernon Davis, and it was amazing. You had to always account for him, right? Because we also had Delaney Walker. We had two tight ends. We had two really good tight ends. Delaney was a Swiss Army knife. Like, Delaney was almost as good as Vernon Davis in certain aspects of the game. When he went and he left the Niners, he became a great star tight end on his own. And that's what, I was thinking that Dwelly could be like a very solid option next to Kittle. And you have two great tight ends. He just never took that leap. When we had Vernon Davis, we had Delaney Walker. And both of those guys were so good at tight end. It was like, damn, you can't just double Vernon because then you got Delaney over here. So that's a whole different outfit stuff. Great hands, otherwise nothing to write home about. Yeah, that's it. I agree. On the scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances of us going to the Super Bowl? I think right now about a 7. Pretty high. If any former Niner could come out of retirement, for me, it's T.O., John says. You know what? That man, he's probably in better shape than some of these players. Have you seen that man? That boy's in incredible shape. He's always been in shape. I mean, he played in some league last year, right? XFL or some league like that, Arena League or whatever that was. T.O. is a beast, man. I love T.O. I love me T.O. When I was growing, T.O. was one of my favorite players. The guy was a monster. He could probably come back and dominate. I love T.O. He's a great player. People give him bad rep because, little diva-ish. He was a fucking great receiver. Russell says, Dwelly has been disappointing. Another Grant Cohn guy. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, John, he's like in incredible shape. Like, I can't believe he's still got like a freaking 8-pack. Terrell Owens is amazing. So. But that's pretty much it for today. I think we covered it all. Jeffrey, okay, let's take last comment. Last topic. This is it. Jimmy Garoppolo news. Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the Browns? Maybe. It all depends on Deshaun Watson. If he gets a longer suspension, maybe, but I don't know. I think it's possible. It's still very possible because of the Deshaun Watson issue. And I know last night I thought Jimmy might be going to the Jets because the reports last night were speculating that Zach Wilson may have torn his ACL. And I said, oh, man, if he tore his ACL, I could see Jimmy going to the Jets. But thankfully, you know what? Prayers do good things. Zach Wilson has a bone bruise. He did not tear a ligament. Thank God for him. I was so upset. I like Zach. He's a good dude. I'm glad he didn't get a ligament damage. I mean, he has a bone bruise. That is kind of a tough injury to deal with, but it's better than an ACL or a PCL or an MCL tear. So he'll be out 2 to 4 weeks. So I don't think they'll take Jimmy because you got 2 more weeks of preseason. You'll miss the first 2 weeks of the season. So you got Joe Flacco. Old man Flacco. Joe Flacco for the Jets. So I think that pretty much ruled out Jimmy to the Jets. And you know what? I'm just happy that Zach Wilson avoided a major injury. So that's it. And, Jimmy probably going to get cut. He's probably going to get cut. So Jake says the x-rays came back. Zach Wilson got that dog in him. Hurricane says, thoughts on the Frank Gore situation? I'm really not going to speak on that one. I said this the other day. I really don't know what went on. Nobody really does. Right now, it's all allegations, speculation. I can't tell you. I don't know. I can't judge the guy. I don't know. We're waiting for the facts to come out. Those situations are very sticky. I don't know. Who knows? Again, who knows? It could be a he said, she said. It could be true. It could not be true. We have no clue. I'm going to wait till facts come out and evidence comes out. And I'll just say I hope it's not true. I just hope it's not true. That's it. Russell says he was born in shape. Terrell Owens. He probably came out the womb with like 6-pack abs, like 20-inch biceps. Terrell Owens probably came out the womb like looking jacked, like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think that's what T.O. looked like. When he came out, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm T.O. Slapped the doctor. All right, that's it for today. Y'all have a good day. I appreciate you. Get those likes up, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell them all. RSF 49ers is on YouTube. And I love you guys so much. Appreciate the support. It's been a great, great couple of weeks. I love covering this team. I'm trying to get better every day. I'm trying to get more stuff. Once I get, monetization status, there's more things I can do. I talked to Smitty about some things we can, implement on the show. A call-in. We can do like a call-in. We can do like a weekly Zoom call with exclusive members. I know Smitty on his show, he has like member emojis. So like once we get to that point, if you do like a membership, I can like if you're a member of the page, like a subscriber or whatever, we'll have like Debo emojis or Kittle emojis or something like that. It's something we can work on too. So I'm gonna just keep on building this YouTube platform as best as I can and keep giving you content. So a pleasure. John, thank you so much. Debbie, Ryan, blessings. So ready for the season. I'm ready for the season too. I know you are. I'm excited for everything. I'm just so super excited about this year. And again, I feel like it's going to be a very, very good year. So enjoy the year and let's go Niners. Let's win the Super Bowl this year, baby. Love you.